Hey CG, I'm Tori Mickle, and here's your weekly CGTV broadcast for Friday, September 25th. This year, there is a new group at our school, the Revolution. Kara Haynes sat down with members of this group to find out what it's all about.
The first day back to school is always a little nerve-wracking. For some students, going back to school means facing the discrimination and bullying that they've had a break from over the summer. However, there's a movement that is working within our halls that is starting a conversation about discrimination and putting an end to it.
The revolution is bringing everybody together. Doesn't matter who you are, what you believe in, what you like. We're bringing you together and to solve a problem about the school and our community, which is discrimination about everything.
The revolution started this past summer when a few of us just decided that we saw like a really big problem within our school, and like we're supposed to be a really big community in Center Grove, and we do come together when it's like football or something like really big that everybody supports, but we felt like the students needed a way to come together and be one like as a whole.
Among those helping to create a safe place for students is early college teacher Mr. Howe.
So my role in the Revolution is really just to support the students, because it's not a club, I'm not a sponsor, but I am a point person. If there's anything that needs to be communicated between the administration and the students, the administration knows that they can come to me. Other than that, I try to be the biggest support that I can. I try to offer them any ideas or motivation or anything of that nature. We're not perfect yet. I think that we are on the path, and we can only hope that Center Grove becomes a more tolerant and a more accepting and a more loving atmosphere for all of our students.
I think it's so cool how just our speech that we did is going not just throughout the school, but going throughout our community, and people are seeing and hearing about this, and little by little we're going to get bigger and we're going to succeed in what we are wanting to get at.
While those students are involved with a group inside the school, many students have jobs outside of CG, working at restaurants, stores around Greenwood, but for some students, the job is a little unique. Several students spend their weekends and some weeknights at the Bantam Fields, working concessions for kids and their families as they play football. Jeremy Cush brings you behind-the-scenes look at these workers.
I'll have a medium Coke and a purple airhead.
Students of all grades work at the Bantam football field concession stand. Each have their own role. Center Grove Junior Hope Tiffany describes her job.
My main job, so I make sure that all of the food's running right, and I kind of run behind the scenes. So we make sure that all of the food's being cooked and everything's stocked, and then other people run the register and like the window, make sure everyone gets their food.
Hope describes whether or not her job has an impact on her schoolwork.
Anyway?
No, not really. The hours are really flexible, and I like being here and watching the kids, so it's not really a big deal.
CGTV got a similar response from junior Alexis Lucas.
Not really, because I schedule around my sport, so the hard days I have, I schedule not to work.
Many of the workers have siblings that play football at the Bantam Fields.
One sibling that plays Bantam, he's in 6th grade now.
I have a little cousin who plays here, and two other ones do too.
The workers explain the benefits of working at the stand.
Well, I certainly appreciate the pay, but you get to learn how to work with people, and you get just experience people pleasing and all that stuff. So it looks good because you have work experience, and since I'm a manager, it puts me in a position where I look better for other jobs, like I can manage other jobs.
Ashlyn describes her favorite part of the job.
I just like the people. People in here are great to work with. They're always fun and understanding.
One of the many people that Ashlyn enjoys working with is 50-year-old Jimmy Musgrave. Jimmy has Down syndrome, but that doesn't stop him from working his popcorn machine.
Popcorn. I work hard.
It's not just the Bantam Fields with concession stands. If you come to homecoming next Friday, you'll see concession workers sweating away while they feed the crowds under the Friday night lights. Speaking of the game, if you are planning on taking someone to homecoming who does not attend CGHS, then you must complete the homecoming guest form. This form must be completed at least 2 days prior to buying homecoming tickets. This form is available in the guidance office. If you have any questions, see Mrs. Cornett in guidance. Next week is Homecoming Spirit Week. Carson McCracken and Race Patterson have a video to help make the most of Homecoming Week, including a new competition you'll want to check out.
Your student government has been hard at work for the past couple weeks putting together a homecoming week that will be enjoyable for all students. Hannah Wilson and Sydney Castellano are the leaders of Stugo's Spirit Committee, which is in charge of Spirit Week.
Monday's pajama day. It's always pajama day. It's the tradition. Tuesday's superhero day, so hopefully we see people in capes. Tacky Tourist Day, which we kind of thought went along with our theme. Then Scholar versus Ballers Thursday. Pretty much the upperclassmen are going to be ballers, and the underclassmen are going to be scholars.
So nerds versus jocks.
Friday is always crazy red and white.
This year's float theme is Coast to Coast.
And pretty much celebrating the differences of Americans and how we all come together to be Americans, but we're so different.
Freshmen have New York, the sophomores have Alaska, juniors have New Orleans, and seniors have Hawaii.
There are also some new additions to this year's Spirit Week.
There is no powder puff football game because wrestling decided not to put it on. So what we're doing instead is having a dodgeball tournament during STAR for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And it's just between the STAR classes. And then the winning STAR on Thursday is going to go against the teachers after school.
This year we're handing out a new crown for someone with the most spirit in CG. We have flyers around the school that have every single event that you can participate in for homecoming week. And if you tweet us a picture of your participation with the hashtag CGSpiritCrown or email it to us at cghsspirit@gmail.com, you can get a point for that, and whoever gets the most points is going to be crowned at the pep rally.
So be sure to wear your pajamas on Monday. Pajama Day is one thing that students who are new to CG have to get used to. For some students, that transition is even bigger. Some students new to CG have moved from overseas. Harrison Sutton and Ashlyn Hart bring you a video about students making the international leap to CGHS.
My name is Chloe Tyson and I'm from England.
I'm Dex and I'm from Holland.
My name is Trix Sunko. I'm from Oslo, Norway.
I moved to America 7 years ago when I was like 10 years old.
I moved here 3 weeks ago.
I came here when I was 7 and a half. I noticed that their foods here are also more greasy and fatty than, foods in Norway because they're all more chill and not like spicy, I guess you could put it.
Everything's bigger, like the portions, and it's very sugary and greasy.
Compared to Holland, everyone here is a lot nicer because everyone hangs out with each other much more.
This here it's more like modern and stuff, and up there they still have stuff from olden days still up, while here we just tear it down and build new.
And you say a lot of words wrong, and you spell words wrong as well. Renaissance, you guys say Renaissance, it's Renaissance. It's mom, not mom.
I guess the clothing is different also. There's more short shorts and tank tops here than there are, given the climate and stuff.
America sucks, right?
Don't go to Holland.
These students moved here with their families. A few students traveled without their families for the IU Honors Program around the globe this summer. Check out Harrison Sutton's story about this adventure on our website, centergrovepublications.com. Best Buddies has a photo collage about their match party on the website as well. Best Buddies members, all t-shirt orders are due September 30th. Please turn in order form and money to Mrs. May, Mrs. Larmore, or Miss Castleman. As our fall sports continue, we have some exciting updates to bring you. First up, after winning the Johnson County title, the boys tennis team begins postseason play in sectional tournament this weekend. Jamison Taylor and Keaton Radecki bring you a feature on what it takes to be successful at sectionals.
The varsity boys tennis team talk about the upcoming sectional tournament and their opponents.
Franklin will be good, and Greenwood can be a challenge, but I think we can do both.
Senior Ty Thixon lets us know how he personally prepares for a match.
I listen to music, I always talk to Stimley about what our game plan is going to be for the match, and just kind of get in a mental state ready to go out there and win.
To prepare for the tough upcoming matches, senior Ryan Stimley shares their team rituals before they play.
Break it down as a team and we come together and we support our teammates. We got a lot of young guys, so we've been struggling to win some close matches, but I think we've learned a lot and we're going to do really well in the postseason.
Ryan Stimley expresses his feelings towards the postseason tournament.
I'm looking forward to winning close matches in the postseason. In sectional we have Greenwood, and they pose a threat with their doubles teams, and hopefully we can win like we already have this season. And Franklin we had a close match with, but I think we can beat them again pretty handily.
Ryan explained to us what the team's strategy is to bring home the sectional trophy.
I think we gotta attack and we gotta be aggressive. We can't be conservative. I think we've won the past 20-something sectionals, so hopefully we can keep that going, but it's going to be tough, but I think we can do it.
For Trey Thixton, he told us how he prepares for a match as a freshman varsity player.
I don't do too much. I go out and usually hit with someone for a little bit. I'll come back up, I'll eat something, I'll drink something, and then I'll stretch out a little bit and I'll be ready.
Trey speaks about the pressures that come with being the youngest on the varsity tennis team and making the transition from middle school to high school tennis.
Well, it feels like there's always just a lot of pressure on you at first, especially with those first couple matches that I played. I felt like there was a lot riding on me and a lot expected of me, but I'm starting to feel a little better after my win of county. High school tennis is a lot more advanced and a lot harder in my opinion. There's a lot less people that hit the ball soft. There's a lot of harder balls coming at you and just a lot of adjustments we made.
We found out how the boys prepare as a team before they step out onto the court for a match.
We usually just go out, stretch, do a quick stretch, play out some points to get used to the course that we're playing on and the balls we're playing with, and then go out, get introduced, and then we circle around and just do our normal pre-match.
Come out and support your boys tennis team for the sectional tournament at home September 30th through October 2nd.
The girls' soccer team will find out who they will face in their sectional in 2 weeks. This season, they have gone through a number of injuries, especially the goalie position. Smith Patel and Sierra Bansmer bring you a feature about the last line of defense.
This year, Jessica Humphrey, the girls' varsity soccer goalie, was injured with a severe concussion, rendering her unable to lead the team. Then Ella Thompson, the backup keeper, took over for Humphrey a few weeks ago. However, Thompson broke her thumb in a tournament last week. Now, Morgan Martin, the sophomore JV goalie, will take over as the varsity keeper.
I've been playing goalie since I was about 6 years old, and what got me into playing soccer was I would always go to my brother's games and I would always play around with the ball while he was playing, and it was pretty fun. Bishop has been pretty helpful because if you mess up, he'll tell you what to do right and he won't let it go until you do it right, which I think is very good for a coach.
In soccer, certain people have mentalities for certain positions, certain talent, skill sets, that sort of thing. And goalie is a very specialized position. So when you lose your starting goalie, it definitely leaves a void in the team. So Morgan has stepped up, done a very good job, and has really helped the team rally around Ella being injured and Jessica as well being injured.
So I think Morgan is doing a great job. I think she's really stepped up to the plate. I know how intimidating playing varsity can be for the first time, and I know it's like really stressful. So I think she's doing a great job. Like I said, this is the best I've seen her play in the past couple games, and I hope that she does well the rest of the season.
I play soccer because for the enjoyment and because it's a way to challenge yourself more than just like going for a jog or lifting weights.
I definitely think there is a lot of pressure to being a goalie because one mistake and it could lead to a goal, and all the other players on the team, if they make a mistake, it doesn't necessarily lead to a goal.
When people are coming down the field, you pretty much just have to expect the unexpected because you never know what shot's going to be taken or what's going to happen, so you just have to be ready for anything.
Being a goalie is one of the toughest positions on the soccer team. However, Martin is a hard worker and the team has potential to win state.
And finally, as the football team plays against Lawrence Central tonight, a cool VJ and Bailey Leathers bring you a video on Coach Moore's 200th win last week.
On September 18th, football's head coach Eric Moore won his 200th career win. Seniors Joey Seidowitz and Quentin Sturzman reminisce over the win and talk about Coach Moore's legacy.
It was very special being a part of Coach Moore's 200th win. He's a great coach, and he's really made this program a lot bigger than what it used to be. Every year he gets the most out of his players, and I'm so glad to be a part of his team and have him as my coach.
Coach Moore really pushes us every day, makes us a better player. I mean, sometimes he can be hard on us, but really it's just for the good of the better. He's really a great coach, in my opinion. Probably one of the best coaches in the state, honestly.
Coach Moore's son, Jackson Moore, who also plays for the football team, remembers the scene at home after the win and how it's an advantage to play for his dad.
It was really emotional. We were all really happy about it. We were excited. All said, we were proud of him. It was just like a normal night after any win, so it was really cool. He's helped me on and off the field because, well, one, he's a coach, so he just knows everything about football, so it's helped me out on the football field, just knowing what to do. And outside, he's taught me how to be a great person, just be nice to everybody, yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, and just be polite to everybody and just be a good friend to everybody.
Coaches Troy Dice and Andy Moore talk about their earliest experience with Coach Moore and how he has developed the program.
Okay, so I've been coaching with Coach Moore now for 10 years, and I've been coaching football for 16. So I was coaching for 6 years before I met Coach Moore. And I'll never forget the first day I showed up for practice. We had met and interviewed with him, and I got to spend a half a day with him. I was already like, I can work for this guy. This guy loves to win. And our very first workout, it's in the middle of June, and one of our better players shows up, and he's late. And I'll never forget Coach just challenging him in the appropriate manner and saying, guys, this is not what we stand for. This isn't what we do. And I remember we had extra conditioning because our best player showed up 5 minutes late to weights. And right there and then I knew this guy was special. He demanded a high level that was already established before I came here, and I've watched it continue to grow for the last 10 years. Coach Moore knows nothing but how to win.
Friday.
I was just extremely proud and happy to be there. For somebody to stay at one position, especially coaching nowadays, to be somewhere for 16 years, I just was extremely fortunate just to be out there. And that was Coach Moore's moment, and to share that with him was just it was a special thing, and it reminded me of the first day he walked in the door, and all the years that I've known him, and he's the kind of guy that would do anything for you, and I was just happy to be there and for him to enjoy that moment.
200!
Finally, before we go, we'd like to wish the girls golf team good luck as they compete in the regional tournament tomorrow. And that's all we have for you today, CG. Bye.